Hey guys, has this lockdown made you lose track of your fitness goals? Are you starting your resolution for 2021 and you want to lose weight but need some help? Introducing my affordable workout plans for men and women. With packages starting at $5, this offer can't be beat. Go to radicallatino.com to find out more. Hey guys, do you have a product you want more eyes on? Advertise with the Radical Latino Show, where over 10K podcast downloads and the number 25 spot on the 55 All Latin podcast list. You'll want your product heard on everyone's phones and cars. Go to radicallatino.com/contacts and start advertising today.
Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air. The New York's very own
Radical
Latino is taking you to another level.
Radical Latino, you're buffing it.
You hear that? It's like the pulse of the street, a hole of the chest.
Yo! Welcome back to another episode, my people. It's your host, the Radical Latino, aka number 17 on All Latin Podcast, aka Mr. Unsuable, for the 28th week running. We're climbing up to that 30. We're climbing up to that 30. I want to give everybody a huge shout out, all my new listeners, all my new subscribers, everybody downloading the pod, everybody hitting me up on email, everybody writing me on my DMs. Shout out to you guys. Remember, really quickly, remember, if you want to be part of my secret live streams, DM me on Instagram. Don't send me emails. I don't care. Oh, I don't have an Instagram. Too bad. DM me on Instagram and you will get vetted and the group has to approve you. You know what I'm saying? So DM me on Instagram and everything will be okay, all right? If you guys want to be part of that secret live stream, and these secret live streams will be done every month or so. And basically, it's just things that we're going to be discussing, things that I don't want to put on the air, other things to empower us, brainstorming on different, content material that would be good for us to do in order of empowerment, so you guys do not want to miss that. There's only one seat left for these secret live streams, so you guys better hop on, you know what I'm saying, do y'all thing. Another quick update, something that I've been asked since the beginning of my podcast and me, going to people's things here and there and stuff. Why don't you show your face? Who are you? Oh my god, I hate you so much. Show your face. Like, that's supposed to do something, like that means something, like that means something, you know what I mean? So drum roll please. I will officially show my face and start to show my face a little bit more on live streams and all that, starting at the end of May and beginning of June. So I'm gonna just give you guys a rough estimate. I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico. I already planned a trip, and I'm going to basically do a big reveal when I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a huge reveal when I'm out there. So that's basically what it is. So stay tuned for that at the end of May and beginning of June. Y'all don't know when it's gonna be, but it's gonna be around that time frame, and it'll be when I'll be going to Puerto Rico. So just stay tuned. Just stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, will obviously finally see who I am and all this other blah blah blah, right? All right. So hopefully y'all stay tuned to that. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, I'm actually setting a lot of things up for you know, some live streams and things when I am gonna finally reveal myself. So I'm buying a bunch of lighting and doing a bunch of other nonsense, getting this, getting that, and all this other stuff. So for the start of me, you know, showing who I am. So I'm learning a lot of lighting techniques which I didn't even know existed, to be completely honest. So I'm buying smart light bulbs and all this other stuff. So, you know, shout out to me. You know what I mean? Also, before we get any further, you guys know I like to read the comments for last week. So as you guys saw, last week's episode was 132. This is 133. If you guys want your comments read, make sure you go to my YouTube channel under this episode 133 of my YouTube channel. Write your comments and I'll definitely read it next week. And also rate the podcast 5 stars. Come on, guys. I got way more iPhone listeners than I do any other listeners for some reason, from any other platform like Google or whatever the case is. Rate it 5 stars in your favorite podcast app of choice, but if it's on iTunes, especially rate it 5 stars. All right. So I'm gonna go, you know, down the episode 132, why marching doesn't work. Right? A lot of people had some concerns about it, had their own issues with it, had their own you know, ideas on it. Raymond says, correction, only marching doesn't work. Marching can be used to tame the other actions to bring attention to the issues, which I you know, did explain. I said that you know, marching is good for international awareness. Marching is good for international appeal. Marching is good for to bring you know, the masses together, and to bring the masses together to shed light on the larger issue. So that's what marching is good for, but marching itself does not solve everything. You know what I'm saying? So that was my main thing. Decolonize says, one time Dr. King showed us the game back then. We should learn from him. Economic boycott and taking actions. 100% true. 100% true. Frank and Friend says, it's not enough that we boycott the system. We also have to form external alliances with Black and brown nations around the world. That's a part of taking actions too. We literally do have allies out there who hate the West and are willing to side with us. 100% true. This whole, I like what just Frank and Fred just said. This whole simplistic, ideological, I just do it my way and we gotta just do it our way and no allies, that's bullshit. It doesn't work. If we are looking for real change, we're gonna have to look for allies, not just people that just want to jump into the bandwagon because it's hot right now. Actual allies, real allies. So that's 100% true. 100% true. And Stone says marching and protesting work because they force conversations about the issue. They also draw on external who are willing to riot and vandalize property. Yeah, I know they drawn out extremists. I get it, but at the end of the day, you're right. It does force a conversation, but marching itself, I don't believe it to be 100% the cause of it. of a solution. You know, marching should not just be a solution 100%. Marching should not be something that should be looked up and looked on as an end-all be-all. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to any activism work, or think about going to any activism work, or go to a protest and think you're doing your part, that's not 100% the truth. Not 100% the truth, and you should not be seeing yourself as that. You should not be seeing your action as 100%. That's just a small part of a bigger picture. Marching and protesting should be a small part of the bigger picture of what is really happening and what should really go down. It takes other factors. And I believe, which historically is proven, that historically speaking, hitting people economically, hitting the system of white supremacy economically is 100% the point, is 100% effective, and works 100% of the time. Because when those factors are not in play, when those factors are not something that happens, then everything else goes out the window. Then you get lost in the sauce. What are we really doing it for? Let's look at some protests that literally started and went nowhere. Occupy Wall Street. It was good at first, and then it started losing steaming, and then they lost all this direction. Portland, half of a block or a whole block was taken over. Good start. Then it started losing steam, started losing direction. You know what I'm saying? When we start hitting the powers that be economically, they will scramble. Look at the whole GameStop thing. Look at the whole GameStop thing. It worked. It worked economically to the point where these motherfuckers had to call these apps and close them down. That's historic. That shit never happened. But look, it happened. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at those type of things for examples. You know what I mean? Let's definitely look at those type of things for examples. Now, moving on to my first topic, Space Jam 2 controversy. Oh shit. Now, again, I don't know if I'm considered a millennial, but I don't know if I am considered a millennial. I'm 33 years old, man. I don't know if I am. But I'm sure as hell not a Gen X. You know what I mean? Or Gen Z or whatever the case is. I'm neither none of those things, but I remember Space Jam 2. I remember seeing them in the movie theaters, you know, as a kid. And I remembered everything. It was, you know, favorite cartoon, my favorite basketball player, hand in hand. After that, I wanted Jordan so fucking bad. To this day, I want the Jordans, Space Jam Jordan ones, the Bugs Bunnies. It's not the Space Jam ones, but I want the Bugs Bunny Jordans. What's it called? The Bugs Bunnies, the whatever it is, the gray and white ones. The gray and white one. Listen, I've never had Jordans in my life. Never had Jordans in my life. When I started first working for the first time and I started getting some money, I saw how hard I had to work to get that money. And when I saw the price of Jordans, I'm good. I never had Jordans in my life. But if I ever do have Jordans, if I ever have the ability to have Jordans, I want those, the Bugs Bunny joints. I want those. All right? I want those. Those are the Jordans I want. I've always want them. I always like them. The gray and white ones. I don't know what they calls, the ups, the Space Jams. I don't know what the fuck they calls, but I want them shits. Them shits is fire. So, you know, I remember the cartoon. And again, cartoons are gonna be cartoons, you know. And I remember the female bunny, which was named Lola. She was drawn very sexily, very voluptuous, you know what I'm saying? And she reminded me of a light-skinned Puerto Rican joint. I'm gonna keep it real. That's what she reminded me. She reminded me of a light-skinned Puerto Rican joint. Lola Bunny, you know what I'm saying? So she was a sexy bunny. You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Now, Space Jam 2 is coming out years later. LeBron James is gonna be the main dude on it, and now there's some controversy for it. Why? Okay. Apparently, they reanimated Lola from looking sexy and having normal size rabbit boobs or whatever the case is, to looking like a normal, regular female who balls. You know, a little bit like, you know, the uniform isn't as snug as it is. It's not as tight as it is. It's a little loose. Her short's a little loose. So it basically, you know, says, hey, you know, the first appearance of her where she had the halter top, you know, supporting her, you know, her rabbit boobs. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this shit. This shit's a controversy. Are you serious? A rabbit boobs with the short female booty shorts. They're saying that right there, right? She was sexy and shit, to reanimating her. Now it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Now it's something flagrant. Now it's an issue. My thing is, why the fuck do we care what a female bunny that was drawn a certain way, who doesn't exist, by the way, looks like? Are y'all serious? I could care less about a reanimated cartoon character on her sex appeal, how it looks like. You know what I'm saying? I could care less. I understand if I grew up watching Batman, by the way, that's like my favorite cartoon character, right? Watching Batman, and they make Catwoman 600 pounds. I will understand it. I'm like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? And she's unable to, you know, swing that whip and you know, swing from it. You know what I'm saying? She's unable. She doesn't even rob jewelry stores. She robs like fast food places. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get it. I get it. I'll be like, no, this is outrageous. No, make Catwoman sexy again. You know what I'm saying? I will get it. But Lola is a one-off. She wasn't in any big, you know, like cartoons that we actually grew up in. I think these are nerds who are super horny, who haven't gotten none, and who's basically expressing themselves online. You know, a bunch of nerd shit. I don't see that big of a deal. I don't see something so fucking crazy where it needs to be explained or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that big of a deal. I really don't. I don't see that big of a deal. But there's another controversy of it too. You guys remember Pepe Le Pew, the skunk? The skunk that's always either chasing after that cat with the one stripe, that accidentally got one stripe or whatever, the black cat. Anyway, the Pepe Le Pew, the French skunk, right? Always chasing after a woman or whatever. Back then, we would see that as funny. You know, we would see like, okay, he's not getting it. She's not interested in him, and he keeps on getting played. And he keeps on trying. He's not getting it. You know, on top of that, it kind of shows how, you know, how thirsty some guys are. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. As a kid, it's funny. Like, all right, cool. A fucking skunk, you know, chasing, you know, a cat or whatever the case. Okay, this shit is funny. Now, there's controversy over that because there was a part in the movie, apparently, that got cut, that Pepe Le Pew sits down with a woman, right, and starts kissing her on her hand and all this other stuff, and putting his advances on her. She gets up, slaps him across the face. He spins in his chair, She grabs water and dumps it on top of him and she walks away. Then LeBron James comes out of nowhere and says, yeah, Pepe Le Pew, you need to ask for consent. You know, and he basically ignores it with hearts around his head saying, oh, you know, whatever, right? And that got cut because apparently it showed, according to whoever decided to cut it, it's showing little kids, this is the argument, it shows little kids that consent isn't necessary. Are you fucking serious? Consent isn't necessary? Did we not just see her slap him across the face and dump water on him, and LeBron James comes in with a PSA, yeah, you need to ask for consent? Was that not clear enough? Was that not clear enough? Are you serious? Why are we acting like we live in a world where guys don't fucking understand basic human interaction? Are we serious right now? Do we seriously think that there's a guy out here like Pepe Le Pew really going out his way to basically harass shorties on trying to get with him? Are we really saying that? Because that is very, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's very rare. It's very rare. Let's be honest, guys. It's extremely rare for that to happen. For a Pepe Le Pew type of character to a guy out. Listen, if a woman tells me no once, I'm good. I'm leaving. I'm out. I don't need to hear it 37 more times. You know what I'm saying? No? Alright, peace. You know what I mean? Why is that controversial? I just don't get it. Why is that controversial? Do some guys don't understand what no is? You know what I'm saying? Are people really that brain dead? Or people do not think that common sense isn't a thing? Well, sometimes common sense isn't really that common. You know what I mean? I don't know. But tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. You know, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Now, moving on to my next topic. Meghan Markle interview. Ooh wee! Was this something crazy? Meghan Markle did it. Markle. What, I'm gonna just say Meghan. Meghan, and for those who don't know, is the Duchess of New England, of the UK or whatever, because she married Prince Harry, right? It was basically, divest Twitter, divest YouTube's best fucking, you see, miracles can happen, oh my god, this and this and this and all this other stuff, right? Let me just put it out there. She's considered and classified a black woman, even though she's mixed race. She has a black father and a white mother, I believe, or is it the other way around? A black mother and a white father, I don't know. Right? She's mixed race. Some people would not consider her black, but all right, neither here nor there, right? She's classified as a black woman because everybody calls her black, right? Okay. Feature-wise, she's very race ambiguous. Got the straight hair. She doesn't have that much. She doesn't have African features that pronounced. You give or take, you know, the lips or whatever the case. I'll give it that. But she's I'll say she's a red bone. I'll say a little bit darker than a red bone, a little bit, just a little bit darker than a red bone. You could tell that she's ethnic, right? She's a little bit melanated. You can tell that she is ethnic, right? 100%. There's no denying that. You could definitely tell that she's ethnic. 100%. But apparently it wasn't pure enough for some of the family. that it started to get a little controversial. Let me break down the timeline for you guys, right? So when Meghan, you know, was around Harry, and there was rumors about them getting married and stuff like that. Oh, all the racist jokes and all this other bullshit started happening, right? All the racist jokes started happening. All these racist comparisons with the UK and all this other bullshit. Listen, I want to just say something really quickly before I even go continuing this. Before I continue this is something, I'm gonna say something very quick. I got some UK listeners, right? I got some listeners from across the pond. Shout out to Paola and shout out to La Princess. Shout out to both of them. And I'm not trying to single out Paola or La Princess, but I'm gonna have to. Might be my American way of seeing it. Yes, I understand there's different places and different providences in Europe. I get it. But to me, in my American mindset, Europe is all the same. I don't give a fuck, all right? If you guys got affected by Brexit, you guys are all the same, right? So I miss me with the whole, there's no racism here in Europe. That's bullshit. Racism is worldwide, all right? I'm going to do an episode on that in the future. But miss me with the whole racism is just an American concept. You Americans see everything as race. Get the fuck up out of here. Racism is worldwide, all right? First of all, in the UK, they fucking throw bananas at black players. Please miss me with that shit. All right? Racism is worldwide. So get the fuck up out of here with it. Right? I just needed to get that out my chest a little bit, right? So, the UK media was going in on Meghan Markle, right? Going in on Meghan, right? Having these racist comparisons. Then, then a Christmas dinner was at the palace, apparently, which happens once a year, and the queen named Michael of Buckingham, or whatever the case is, I don't know. She is photographed basically going over there with a racist blackamoor brooch on her lapel, pinned up, right? And that was very significant because at that time there was rumors that Prince Harry was going to marry Meghan, and this might have been her way of disapproval. This might have been her way of saying, I see you beneath me. This is what some of the family members and some of the family is saying, right? I want you guys to hear just a little bit of the report that I ended up digging up according to this whole thing. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it.
So Meghan Markle actually showed up for a Christmas lunch that the Queen throws every year at Buckingham Palace.
Tradition over there.
Tradition over there, and normally it's just for immediate family. She's not yet family, but she was still invited. You know she is biracial. So she shows up at this, and another princess shows up. Her name is Princess Michael. She is married to one of the Queen's cousins, and she arrives wearing that brooch. Do you see that brooch?
I do see that brooch.
That is a racist brooch.
Yeah.
So that is what's called a blackamoor brooch. It has a history of going back hundreds of years that these were made. The problem with them is that they sort of fetishize African people, and it also represents subservience and slavery is basically what these images are.
Well, that would be a buzzkill for Meghan Markle, I would think.
Yeah.
So,
probably lose your appetite.
Yeah, I mean, no more crumpets for me when you look at that. And she has apologized profusely for it, so she now seems conscious that this wasn't the right thing to wear to this event, or to wear at all.
Exactly. I spoke with Simon Astaire, who's a rep for Princess Michael, and he said that she was deeply, very sorry about this whole thing, and that she had no intention of offending Meghan or anyone, that this brooch was a gift that she has worn many times. We should say that we've looked for photos of Princess Michael wearing this particular brooch before, and we have not been able to find any, so that's just something of note, but that she has worn it before without controversy.
So we should now mention that there is kind of a history here with Princess Michael.
It's not a one-off.
It's not a one-off, and this is a little bit problematic. So, Sean, you're the one that found this, so take it away.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Back in 2004, she was in New York City and dining at a West Village restaurant, and reportedly got into something of a scuffle with some African-American diners, and she told them to go back to the colonies, reportedly. Now, she denies this to this day, and she then did an interview following up on that in 2004 with ITV, saying that she was trying to, again, make light of this or to clean it up. And what she said was that she had tried to pass as an African once herself, as a half-caste, but she couldn't do it because of her light eyes. And then talked about her travels to Africa, saying that she found that she loved these adorable people, as she called them, and kept saying that, calling Africans these people when she said,
I had this adventure with these absolutely adorable, special people, and to call me racist, it's a knife through the heart, because I really love these people. By the way,
wow, okay, so Shorty, her family, damn, the family that she married into, you know, they're a bunch of racists, you know, having races as brooch, saying, oh, I always wore it when there's no photos of you wearing it. It's supposed to be symbolic and showing, hey, I see you as such. I see you as what you are to me. Let's be honest. You think that that wasn't an inside joke on the family? Come on, let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a recent interview with Meghan and Prince Harry, has come up, done with Oprah. Shout out to Oprah, she was looking good, by the way. You know, shout out to her. A recent interview, you know, came up, and this is what she basically said on race. This is what she said on race. Check this out.
The couple made the decision to leave the UK and their official royal roles nearly 2 years ago. In the interview, Meghan described what life was like for her in the royal family. She said when she was pregnant, palace officials spoke to the couple about the upcoming birth of their son Archie.
The conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
She says tabloid scrutiny and life within the royal family made her miserable and lonely. She says at her lowest point, she thought about committing suicide.
Damn, okay, so first of all that other shit about, oh my god, this is a dream come true. Yes, girl, that's what I'm talking about, getting a zaddy, all this other bullshit. And his family is calling her all type of niggas and bed wenches and all this other dumb shit. Wow, how dark the kid's skin is gonna be. Now that's a point of contention? That's a concern? That's a concern. That's a concern. And mind you how they say palace officials. Bullshit. I think Queen Elizabeth was up in there and said, sit down over here, my little negress. Let me ask you something. And she deadass said, how dark is gonna be that kid? I don't want that shit to be dark as fuck. We have to be completely honest. We have to be completely honest. White folks, for the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, white folks think about race first. We have to keep that shit real. White folks think about race first. Everything else comes second. They think about race first, being gay comes second. They think about race first, being a feminist or whatever comes second. Everything comes second but race. Race always comes first. Look how crazy that, first of all, it's not going to be given the title. That wouldn't happen if she was white. You're not going to have no security. That would not happen if she was white. And what color is the baby going to be? Really? how dark it would be? Are you serious? Are you serious? First of all, divest YouTube. Y'all quiet. Y'all quiet on this one. What's with the same energy? I want to hear this shit. What's up with that same energy? Divest YouTube. What's going on? I thought divesting from black folks because y'all getting, you know, killed and beat up all the time is supposed to be something better, but psychological abuse is also a real thing, isn't it? Isn't it psychological abuse a real thing? So shouldn't that matter as well? Come on now. So all of this shit is happening, right? With Meghan Markle, first of all, I do not believe whatsoever that Meghan and Prince Harry made a conscious decision to leave the royal roles and step out of that family. I don't think that was happening. I don't think that was done. I believe that family made it super uncomfortable for them, that there was no choice but to leave. No choice but to leave. That's what it was. That's what I think happened. That they made it so uncomfortable for them that they had no choice but to leave, or they kicked them out. They basically said, yo, y'all complaining about our racist jokes and shit, then get the fuck up out of here. You're out. Peace. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give a shout out to Tyler Perry. Huge shout out to Tyler Perry, because when they left, they were living in his mansion. They had his security. Shout out to him. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Divest Twitter is not gonna say that shit, right? Oh shit. A black man looking out for a black woman, they're not gonna say that shit, right? Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Tyler Perry, cause he was hooking them up while they were down and out. You know what I'm saying? But this is the type of thing that happens when you go on that side of the fence. Not all the time. I'm not trying to paint white folks in a bad light, but for the most part, it's going to happen. Wasn't there a recent incident where a black kid went to you know, sleep over a white family's house, and them kids shot BB guns at him, made him drink piss and all that other shit? This is the type of shit that happens. Nelly Fuller says that white people learn their pecking order in life when it comes to race early on, by the age of 6. By the age of 6, they know their pecking order in the system of white supremacy. Black and Latin people, it takes us a little bit longer to understand it. White people, they know that shit by the age of 6. That says a lot. That says a lot. And I'm gonna take it one step further. Because of this, mind you, Harry, he's good. He's gonna be straight. If Prince Harry decides to leave Meghan, best believe he's gonna be welcomed with open arms. Best believe he's gonna be welcomed back into that palace, assume his role again and all that other shit. The only thing they might care about is their lineage being tainted, but they'll take care of that shit. That's not a problem. You know what they'll do? They'll pretend like that shit never happened. The wife won't get no child support. Them kids, that kid and her are they're gonna pretend like they never existed. Best believe he's 100% good. Best believe that. He's 100% straight. Her, on the other hand, she's not. And she never was. With all this other bullshit that happens where, well, when you're mixed doesn't mean black. Yeah? Okay, Queen Elizabeth thought so. Look at her family having racist ass brooches on with black faces on them. All this other dumb shit. Oh, well, mixed doesn't mean black. You ain't black. You can't say that because you mixed. Yeah. How did that work out with for Meghan? Huh? Oh, you got my sisters. You guys gotta divest from these black men. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Go to the white side. All right. Cool. How's that working out for Meghan? How's that working out for Meghan? Huh? How's that working out for Meghan? Y'all real quiet on this one. Y'all divest YouTube is real quiet on this one. How is that working out for Meghan? You know what I'm saying? Mind you, Prince Harry doesn't have to be a racist. His family is doing the shit. You think that's not affecting him? You think he's saying, yo, I could literally get my old life back and just be chilling this whole time if I leave her? You think he's not saying that to himself? You think he's not saying that to himself? We gotta be 100% honest here. He could get all that shit back once he leaves. He could just go back and say, yo, and they'll pretend that shit never happened. Don't pretend that shit never happened. They might be a little mad with the whole, bloodline type of thing being tainted and all that other shit. At the end of the fucking day, they won't give a goddamn fuck. All right? They will not give a shit. They will pretend that shit never happened. Meghan, who? Who that? Who's Meghan? Oh, that little negress that we used. Oh, yeah. Okay, what about her? She good? All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, they will pretend that shit never happened. Best believe it. Best fucking believe it. They will pretend that shit never, ever happened. We gotta understand white supremacy, people. We have to understand white supremacy. It runs deep. I'm telling y'all. This shit runs deep. And please, tell me, is Meghan suffering from a victim mentality? I don't think so. This shit is happening. This shit is real. You know what I'm saying? This shit is real. Mind you, the tabloids, when they were having a kid, there was a DJ that got fired by posting up a picture with 2 white parents and a monkey. And the DJ captioned it by saying, is this the image of the royal family when they come out of the hospital with Meghan's kid and all that other shit? He got fired for that shit. You mean to tell me racism isn't as rampant as it is in the US over there in the UK? Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the news was going in on Shorty. The news was going in on Meghan. But Meghan mixed, right? But Meghan mixed. Like I always said, there's no such thing as fucking mixed. There's no such thing as mixed. There's either black, white, or not. That's it. There's no such thing as mixed. That mixed shit is some shit people like to say when they hate saying that they're black. That's all it is. When they hate saying that they're black, they just say, oh yeah, I'm mixed. Like they're trying to impress somebody. You know, oh shit, I'm mixed. You know what I mean? Get the fuck up out of here. All that shit is a bunch of games. Because that mixed shit didn't work when that racism came to Meghan. You know what I'm saying? All that mixed shit went out the window. You know what I mean? All that mixed shit went straight out the window. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on to my main topic. Woo! My main topic. The myth that Hispanic or Latin people have Roman ancestry. Oh, shit! Alright, so this is something pretty much new on the nationalist front. Especially when it comes to my fellow Latinos. hearing this bullshit about my ancestors are Romans, right? I got a little hate. I got a little hate when I made a small meme. You know, I made a small meme about you know, Romans and shit. You guys could go to my Instagram and Twitter to see them. I made a small little, you know, meme on how Romans basically were boy fuckers, and they used to be in bathhouses naked with a bunch of men and shit like that. They used to be cannibals as well, you know, and shit like. So I was making some little jokes and stuff like that, because when you go into these conversations on these forums and you see all these Hispanics, I think this would be the perfect time to even say the word Hispanic, because it's pretty much accurate. These Hispanics, not Latinos, these Hispanics. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why in a minute, but hold on. When you guys go to these forums and you see these Hispanics out here saying that we got Roman ancestry and all this other dumb shit, and it starts seeing the reasons why, it starts becoming very contradictory. It starts getting a little diluted. You start hearing and seeing the reasons why, and they're trying to explain it to you, and it doesn't make sense. Historically, does not make sense whatsoever. Okay? Historically, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. And it kind of reminds you of the overarching, exaggerated things that some Hoteps will say. Again, I got a lot of Hotep listeners, even some of my people, they're Hoteps. Shout out to them. I'm not coming at y'all whatsoever. I'm not saying y'all shit is bullshit. I'm saying the extremist ones be on some crazy shit, talking about we were lizards and shit, and we were this, to the point where even racist Twitter made a meme talking about we was, you know what I'm saying? The whole, you know, king and all this other stuff. So they made the whole thing, right? So I said, they sound just like all these Hoteps, the extreme ones, right? That, you know, all black people come from kings and queens from Egypt and all this other stuff, like the extreme ones. Not the regular, yo, black power, black pride, you know, which I respect. You know, shout out to y'all. You know? I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the extreme ones. Talking about, you know, we're reptilians in reality and all this other craziness. So, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of some Hotep shit. And I said, yo, this is fucking funny. This is some Hotep shit. Since they're Hispanics, I said, you guys are a bunch of Hispanoteps. And I started coining the phrase Hispanoteps. And this is why we should be using it. Hispanoteps, right? Whenever a group of Hispanics come in and try to define their lineage to Spain, they will start getting every other historical information and try to string theory the shit into thin air with no connection whatsoever into why they're called Hispanics and the romanticization of Spain. And they will get it into a historical reference as in Romans. Let's be honest. The image of a Roman is very masculine, very, you know, orientated. You know, they win wars. If you look at the movie 300, yeah, Romans, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they basically are saying that they are. They're Romans. again, this all goes back to trying to identify with an identity that they lack. They have, the majority of Hispanics have 3 races: white, black, and native. Why in the fuck are they emphasizing the fact that they got Roman ancestry and just pointing at that? Pointing at that. Everything else that their ancestors come from, they demean. They look down upon. Oh no, we come from savages. No, we those Africans and natives, they were cannibals. They were just you know, prey to sticks. They eat gorilla meat. This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying. So when you say, what about the Spaniards? They'll go like, no, wait, hold on. I'm an ancestor of the Romans. And then when you tell them to break it down, it doesn't make sense. You know why? Historically, let's break this shit down. Now, the word Hispania did come from Romans. The Roman Empire did give the name of Spain its name, Hispania. It gave it. That's what the Roman Empire did. But the Roman Empire did not just have control of Spain. It controlled Britain, France, Italy, part of Romania. Well, actually, all of Romania. Part of the Middle East, part of North Africa and Egypt. It controlled a large part of Europe, even parts of Africa. Parts. Mind you, it controlled these parts, and this was part of the Roman Empire. You do not hear an Italian calling themselves, my ancestors are Romans. You don't hear an Italian saying that. Nor do you hear a Brit saying that. You don't hear no one saying that. But Hispanics. Hispanics are the only ones who are saying that, and they're saying that shit proudly. They're saying that shit proudly. Now, I did some, you know, Google terms. I did some Google research, and I found something very interesting. I'm gonna read this really quickly. Hispanic stems from Hispania, the Roman Empire name for Spain, which I just, you know, clarified. So it refers to the people and the cultures of Spain, and it's a former colonies of Latinos, describing as people's culture colonizers who spoke a Latin-derived language such as Spanish, French, Portuguese, and there you go. The term Latin America was coined in the 1800s and differentiated the Roman people from these regions to the people of Latin America. People from Brazil, Portuguese, and Haiti, France are considered Latinos. To this definition, not Hispanics. The majority of Hispanics from the year 1970 all the way to 2019 don't consider themselves Hispanics. The ones that do, which is more than 60%, wow, 60%, who consider themselves Hispanics, consider themselves a connection to Spain. Hispanics could now be classified as a direct separate group from the Latino label, which they differentiate because their motherland is connected and is part of Spain, which was very eye-opening, and which I always said, which I'm not surprised about, which I've always said was the case. Whenever you hear somebody call themselves Hispanic and not Latino, Hispanic, it's because they're differentiating and they're connecting themselves to Spain. They're seeing themselves as a Spaniard. A Spaniard with just a little melanin. A Spaniard with a little, you know, a pinch of adobo. A Spaniard with a little spice. I'm not 100% white. I'm a Spaniard. I'm Hispanic. You know, when in reality the Spaniards look at us as fucking dogs and mutts. They say that we got dirty blood. We're pretty much the Meghans of the Spaniards. That's what pretty much it is. But it's very contradictory. You know why? Because a lot of these Hispanics who go into these nationalist type of thinking and go as far as to say that they're Romans, besides them having a romanticized image of Spain, they have other things also that is contradictory. They're very religious. They're very religious when it comes to their, you know, their found faith. If it's not Catholicism, Catholicism, it's going to be Pentecostal, you know, so on and so forth. But they're very, very religious, which is very contradictory, because if you are claiming to be a descendant of Rome and you're Romans, historically speaking, the Romans killed Jesus, isn't that going against your own faith? Again, these nationalists who call themselves Hispanic and say that they're Romans also have this conspiracy theories about Jews. Isn't Jesus a Jew? I don't know. It's very contradictory. From the Antonio Batistas to the Ranchos and so on and so forth. It's very contradictory. Extremely contradictory, because everything that they say that they despise from their other two parts that they have, the Romans did as well. For example, they said that the natives and the Africans were just praying to sticks and eating gorilla meat, or even eating each other. Well, homie, the Romans did the same thing. There is plenty of historical proof and historical paintings that the Romans actually practiced cannibalism. I don't know, wasn't Vlad the Impaler a Roman, I believe? Was he Roman? What, am I wrong on that? Am I wrong on that? Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Impaler. Was he Roman? Was he? Oh, wait, hold on. He was a Roman Catholic. Oh shit. Oh shit, look at that. Of Romania. Vlad the Impaler. Last time I checked, Vlad the Impaler had an infamous picture of him impaling people through sticks from their rectum all the way to the mouth, and then him eating their body parts. What's going on with that? Again, very contradictory. Very contradictory. And I don't want to go into the whole religious thing, because I could break that whole shit down and piss a lot of people off, but I'm not even going to go in there. But it's very contradictory. This is just another way of people lacking identity and just taking something that has no connection with us whatsoever. I will take it one step further. I will guarantee that the majority of you Hispanics, because I don't claim Spain whatsoever, that's part of my blood, but I don't romanticize it like y'all do. That y'all Hispanics, if y'all take a DNA test, I will guarantee it, there won't be no drop of no Roman blood in y'all whatsoever. I will guarantee it. I will guarantee it. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is fucking foolishness and buffoonery. You know what I mean? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope y'all didn't get too mad. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all cool and all that. I'm gonna get all the hate comments and all that. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the same name, radical_Latino_. And remember, 5 stars on the podcast app. And I'm gonna leave y'all, like I always do, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. With that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.